Check, check, check.
You do sound very distant.
Recording in progress.
No, you don't sound like your normal close.
No, you don't.
Oh, really?
Sounds like a distant mic.
Yes, it sounds like another mic is plugged in instead, which we've all done over the years.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
That's
check.
better. That's weird.
Can I please, for a second,
chaps? Can I please check that that you can hear the music?
Certainly.
Thank you. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
Almost
The
too
intro
was quite
loud.
loud.
which we normally can't hear, though, Dawn.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yes, I
That's
know.
not-
Don't worry.
that comes from a different space.
Yes.
Huh.
Okay. So, and you
But
will.
I'm worried about Gary's voice sound. Come on, Barry. Come on.
1 2. Am I coming through?
Yes,
No.
from the other side of the room.
Yeah.
From the other
Yes.
side of the room.
Have you got the mic pointing the right way?
1 2 1 2 1
Hit on
He
to
got
the
it
reverse.
plugged in.
1 2. How's that? How's
there
that?
you go.
Better.
Much
Yeah,
better.
that's better.
It did. It fell out the other day, so
Oh,
I
there you
didn't put
go.
it back in the right way. Obviously. Well spotted, chaps.
That's what she said.
That old Chester.
I was only testing you to see if you still had that.
Yeah. Yeah.
that... Right.
Okay. So, can each of you just say, starting with Steve James, just say hello,
Hello.
Phil Brown,
Hello.
Steve Lillywhite.
I'm joking. Morning.
Good. Okay. No, it's just that there is one microphone that's cutting out when we're speaking, and I've got a feeling it might be Steve's. As in, yeah,
Yes.
Hello.
it is, isn't it? Hello, Chris. Yours isn't cutting out, and Barry's we know is working just wonderfully now. So, Steve.
So Waddy Crap.
So what do you up to? Sadika. Always makes me think of that. What was that show we saw, Steve? Swadika. Everybody's saying Swadika all the time.
Orchid. Orchid. White Orchid.
White Orchid. That was it. Brilliant. Brilliant.
That was fantastic, that show, wasn't it?
So good.
Filmed in Koh Samui.
Can't wait. Yeah, one of the
Wait
one of
for
the
another
series.
season,
Yes, can't wait.
which is apparently going to be in a cold, maybe in Norway,
Ooh,
on a boat.
ooh, oh! I like the
Which
idea of
could be,
that.
like, on a cruise. I don't know. They were last time I was Googling, they said they were the location hunting
Okay.
because it's always been hot places, hasn't it?
Yes.
So it might be quite good, like a ski resort
Ski
or something
resort.
like that.
They should come to. they should come
People
here.
love to see hot places.
They do. Yeah, but have you seen this show,
Yeah.
Barry? It's brilliant.
most
It's
brilliant
basically
series.
the same story every time. So
But
Dawn
you're
and
looking at the background most of the time.
Dawn and I have just been watching Severance. Has anyone seen that?
No.
No.
Oh, it is fantastic.
It
It's
is.
basically about like you sign up for Severance, and the moment you walk into your workplace, your memory blanks
He's
off,
raised. Right.
and you can't remember each of your two lives. When you're in work, you can remember everything, but as a different person and then you go in the elevator and you leave, and then you suddenly go, oh my God, last thing I remember was just walking in. And of course, the people in work never see daylight and never go to sleep.
That's just
Because
like
they-
being
Going
in a
live.
townhouse
3,
studio.
2, 1,
Brilliant.
live.
Check it out.
Good morning and welcome to Jukebox Judgement with me, Dawn Parry, here on newdawn.fm. And with us today, live, we have, somebody almost sporting a moustache I can see there with a pen, but that's another thing altogether. Good morning, we've got Steve Lillywhite, Chris Kimsey, Barry Upton, Phil Brown, Steve James from all different parts of the world coming in today. Good morning, Steve Lillywhite, how are you?
Good morning, Dawn. I'm very well, thank you. I'm here in Bangkok, in the same country as Barry Upton, but maybe 3 hours away from him.
Just up the road.
I popped over here because the rain in Bali was just getting to me, so I thought I would come and just come and see another city and eat some. Oh, I had such an amazing dinner last night.
Really? What did you eat?
Oh, it had steak, it had the best crab I've ever had, it had pad thai, of course, which is my favorite, and mango rice at the end. And it's all like, oh my God, it was about 50 quid.
Wow, so cheap. Well, actually, that's probably a big spend in Thailand.
It was, and went to a Ladyboys show, which was absolutely fantastic. It was, they were wonderful. And
Excellent.
I mean, the show could have been slightly better as a show. Having worked on Broadway, I've seen how shows work. But that was a disaster. But that's for another story. Wait, I'll move on.
Okay, let's move on this morning. And hello, Phil Brown, coming in from Sussex.
Yes, down here in East Sussex. Yes, good morning, everyone. Yes, well, a bit tired, I must admit. I was walking the Seven Sisters on the South Downs yesterday, and my legs are giving me jip, as they say.
Oh, and who were you walking the Seven Sisters with?
I was with Mikey Rowe, who's a keyboard player, who was in Oasis, and the other band after that, and also Martin Barker, who's a drummer. So yeah, it was
wonderful.
A get together for old times.
I hope you walked in rhythm. And good morning to Chris Kimsey, coming in from London.
Good morning, Dawn. I'm here in Putney in southwest London, and I've had a wonderful week. I've been at Abbey Road this week. I haven't been there for a few months, doing some half-speed mastering. And it's incredible to watch how vinyl records are made. It really, the first stage of it's good. And Mouls, he owns the half-speed lathe there. He's a very good instructor to artists who have no idea how you get the sound into that plastic. It was a wonderful afternoon, and with a dear old friend Joe Burt, who was in Black Sabbath for a while. He's just finished a live album that I've helped him mix and master. So yeah, it was quite something to be at Abbey Road again.
I know Joe Burt.
The bass player. Guitar and bass. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, how fabulous for you, Chris.
Give him my best, please, Chris. Give him my best.
Yes, I will.
Okay, there we go. That's lovely. And always so nice when you've got people that you all mutually know as well. But Chris, yes, you're absolutely right. It is a minefield. And it was so many years ago that sound was transferred onto that plastic disc.
Yeah. It's quite an archaic system, actually, but it works. It's really quite fantastic.
Indeed. Thank you very much for that, Chris Kimsey. And let's move on to Steve James, coming in from Australia, from
Brisbane, and it's very damp, Brisbane, today. But it's nice to have the rain because everything was very brown and we were worried about fires. But otherwise, I've had a week in my home studio this week, actually. But it's been and one of my bands got onto The Voice. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
Well, we'll see. And Mel C chose them, I think.
Ooh, lovely. Hey, she's talented.
Yeah, she's apparently a very lovely lady. I haven't met her, but yeah, it's been quite an interesting week, but lovely to be here again amongst all these wondrous chaps.
Always a delight to have you on the show, Steve. And Barry Upton, hello, coming in from Pattaya, Thailand.
Yeah, and it's great to learn something new every day. And I never knew that Phil Brown had 7 sisters. I mean, it's quite amazing. Walking with seven sisters, crikey. You must have felt the odd one out. But anyway, I've just come back from a paradise island where I've been celebrating my birthday a couple of days ago. And so it's almost like a tradition. When you live in Pattaya, it's like you're on holiday every day. So to go to a paradise island is just one step up above that. So it actually feels like a holiday. Anyway, I'm back and happy to be here with such wonderful company. Unbelievable.
And happy birthday again to you, Barry Upton.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, well, let's move on with the show. Gosh, introductions don't usually take 5 whole minutes, but hey, this is Jukebox Judgement. It's just what it is.
It's time to go. Bye-bye, everybody.
Okay, well, let's start with the first artist that we have here. And we have got, let's open this up. If we can, here we go. So the first artist is Lisa Loops. So that was Turn the Music Up. Oh, hang on a second. There's something strange going on. So, Turn the Music Up is the name of that track, and it's Lisa Loops. And Lisa Loops is a 56-year-old singer, songwriter, actress, and scriptwriter from London. There we go. So, Steve Lillywhite, would you like to go first, please?
Yeah, it was a very funny sound on my system. I could hear, it sounded like there was some sort of white noise all the way, or grey noise.
Very strange.
It sounded like a storm in the background.
It was like a storm in the background, which could well have been a production decision, and I would never question anyone's production decisions, because that's what people do. But because I could hear the drums okay, and I could hear the voice okay, so it wasn't like it was really covering up too much of the important things, because songs like this, it's really, you hear the voice and you hear the drums, because we all know the chord changes. It's been done a million times. It was okay. I'm
a bit concerned actually now, because I could hear it so perfectly in my headphones, and from what I'm gathering from some listeners, they could hear it fine. So maybe there's something in the transference of how it's being played out via the system again.
I don't know. Can I just check my compadres? As we did you hear the same thing as we?
I heard exactly the same thing. I thought it was part of the storm effect at the beginning of the song, and then it didn't stop.
Yeah. Mine was a bit light grey.
It was. Oh, it's right.
Yeah,
like a storm sound. It was a questionable production decision, I would say. I'm not saying it's the wrong decision, but it was like just a little bit like I wouldn't have done it. You know what I mean?
Oh.
But as a song, I thought it was pretty good. It was in that sort of Kylie type pop world, and there's still market for that. And done by a 56-year-old London woman. Well done to her. Well done.
Thank you very much. Indeed, yes. Thank you very much for that, Steve Lillywhite. Yes, my apologies for however that sound came out to you, the judges. Let's fingers crossed that doesn't happen again with the rest of the show. Okay, Chris Kimsey, would you like to go next, please?
Yeah, well, Barry, would they play this at your birthday party? I mean, perfect.
No, I would have banned it because the lyrics were so awful.
Well, I started off not enjoying it, and then actually, after my brain turned off the storm noise, I started to enjoy it. It was like it took me back to some clubbing days in my youth. But what a great voice! I did enjoy her voice,
yes.
And it's the type of thing that you might hear on a Peloton playlist, exercise playlist. I think that would be quite a good place for it. But yeah, I mean, well done, Lisa. And astounding 56-year-old. What a great voice. I mean, the voice was the pinnacle for me. So yeah, well done. Not completely my cup of tea, but I enjoyed it. It's woken me up for sure.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Chris Kimsey. Phil Brown.
Yeah, I kind of agree, really. I mean, I enjoyed the voice. I mean, we've heard it all before, but it was pretty well done. But it was the overall sound that I had difficulty with, just because it all sounded like so far away in a sense. But yeah, not a bad song, and probably well put together. But it was hard to tell because of the way it sounded. But
okay.
Yeah, not a bad start.
Thank you very much for that, Phil Brown. And Steve James.
A nice dance track. I mean, very well put together. Apart from obviously what we've all talked about, the sound effects, but it was well put together. It's nice voice, very professionally done. Olivia Newton-John vibe, I thought a little bit. Good. I can't fault it really for what it is. Yeah, well put together. Nice mix. As we've all discussed, it was difficult to hear though.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Steve James. Let's hope that the next one will be okay. Barry Upton.
I didn't enjoy it because the chord sequence was just so predictable all the way through, which is a bit big coming from me. But the lyrics were also a little bit banal. And she's talking about turning the volume up with your hands in the air. I mean, if your hands are in the air, it's a physical. How can you? Or maybe you could turn it up with something else. I don't know, a part of your body. But she's obviously an aerobics instructor, and she was doing all that. Move your foot to the left, put your foot to the right, put your hand in the air like you just don't care. It's just a little bit banal for me.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Barry Upton. Let's move on to the next artist, please, and the next track. And am I to look for messages? I'm being given messages here. Well, I'm not sure. Anyway, let's move on to the next artist we have here. This is Velvett. Now, I've played this a couple of times on my show already because it came to me for Jukebox Judgement, but also to be part of our playlist. And this features, so it's Velvett, and it features Loretta Heywood. It's a track called Shame.
Shame, oh, no shame. Don't wanna know your name. Gotta feed my soul. I took a walk along the lonely streets. Don't know which way to point my feet. Here I go again. It's the same on each occasion. Breaking free from situations. Here I go again. Here I go again. I make mistakes, I lay no blame. I've no regrets, I feel no shame. I got love on my side. Don't care what I do, don't care what I say. Gotta feed my soul, gotta find my way on this ride.
That was Velvett featuring Loretta Heywood, and the track was called Shame. Now, Velvett are a dance duo. They're relatively new. They formed in 2023, and they comprise of Joe Sims and Natalie Williams. And they've teamed up with the legendary Bomb the Bass vocalist Loretta Heywood on the song that we've just heard called Shame. And it's kind of a deep house adventure that they're going for, in stride, or fearless stride of pride, in fact. Chris Kimsey, would you like to go first, please?
Sure. I love Loretta's voice. I mean, great voice. But I found the disconnection between the music and the actual song. I love the lyric of the song. I love the story of it. But the production of it wasn't for my taste at all. I found myself just kind of drifting off. I couldn't connect the vocal performance to the rest of the music. It was quite strange. Obviously, yeah, okay, so deep house, not my thing. And that was pretty evident. There's a lot of low end going on in that all the way through. But yeah, it didn't really, not for me, I'm afraid.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Chris Kimsey. Phil Brown.
Well, I rather enjoyed it. Obviously, good vocal. I did like all the space, that was going on. It wasn't just a kind of wall of sound. There was a lot of space, a lot of air. I thought it was really well put together, and I was rather enjoying it.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Phil Brown. Steve James.
I like some of the production ideas. I thought that was good, but I struggled with the song, to be honest. It was disjointed, I find it difficult to, maybe that's the genre that I'm not used to, but I did find it difficult to keep up with what the next bit was doing, and some of the vocal answer lines got a bit confusing. It confused the melody for me a little. The arrangement struggled for me as well, and also I thought it was too long. It went on a bit. I started to I got a little bored as well, but it's nicely put together. Some good stuff going on. She's got a lovely voice. More can I say? It was cool, but I did find it difficult to hold on to. I didn't know where it was going at any time.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Steve James. Barry Upton.
Yeah, great voice, and I thought it wasn't a bad song actually. It had a good chorus. I think there was one too many choruses at the end, as Steve just alluded to it being slightly long, and I also think that I actually enjoyed the fact that it sounded a little bit different. There was something new there going on, and it kept it interesting. However, there was a couple of spots where I thought, it just needs one more very small rhythmic instrument in there, like a plucked synth or something, but rhythmic. And that would have just kept the interest up just that little bit more, and taken the boringness away from the backing track, which to me actually wasn't that boring. I have to say, and I think that's just one extra thing I would have put in just to enhance it. But on the whole, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Barry Upton. Steve Lillywhite.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. I felt it was a bit stop-start. The drums were out in what I thought could have, I like a drop chorus. Drop choruses can be very good. I'm not sure it was the chorus where it dropped. It was like the bridge before the chorus. That went on a little bit long. I would have taken some of those answer vocals out to at least give you something at the beginning of the song to grab hold of. It felt like the same. It was all on one level. It was a little bit like a remix of a record that was previously made, like a drum and bass type remix. But having said that, I was almost thinking this could be a bit like a James Bond theme. It had a little bit of the Bond about it, if
Yes.
you know what I mean.
I do. I know exactly what you mean there.
And yeah, so
It had there's a reason for that, the raised fifth note.
that's okay. Where you see income
Very good.
to tell me what for.
It's the Bond secret.
Just felt like James Bond to me. But yes, it was pretty good, and certainly after the sort of denseness of the first song, which must have been a production decision, because what we're hearing on that one was a breath of fresh air. So well done. And she's got just a beautiful voice,
Absolutely.
She
Yes.
always has. You know.
I'm very fond of Loretta, actually, as well. She's a lovely, lovely woman. Okay, so that was Velvett with the double T, featuring Loretta Heywood, and the track was called Shame. Let's move on to the next artist. So the next artist is Harry Pentony, Pentony, and the track is called Remember Me.
Never thought this day would ever come. Wishes I did had never begun. All the time we spent ever apart, you would never believe it. In time we all learned to move on, build a life without being told. But I'm taking your interest to heart. For me it never ends. Well, even if it gives me heartache, you should do what's right. It's your fate. Would you remember me? Would you remember me? Never forget where you feel you belong. Well, all the memories were like destiny. I pull my heart out. On the day you leave, I find it hard to breathe. Though I know it's best for you to go on. But remember me, would you remember me? I'm a friend for life now. These days have fallen apart. In time or distance ourselves, but I was right here from the start. Don't you ever forget that? Well, even though I'm proud you moved on, but each day on love had wondering. Would you remember me? Would you remember me? Never forget where you feel you belong. Well, all the memories were like destiny. I pull my heart out. On the day you leave, I find it hard to breathe. Though I know it's best for you to go on. But remember me, would you remember me? I'm a friend for life now. Would you remember me? 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 Never forget where you feel you belong. Well, all the memories were like destiny. I pull my heart out.
So, well, some of you are saying that the strange sound was back.
Yeah.
But in my headphones, it's fine. Has anybody got the volume playing out of their computer, and is it feeding back in by any chance, possibly? I'm not having any of that from my feed. Listeners, if you could please let me know what it's sounding like on the playout, because my understanding is that it's okay, but please do let me know. Let me just go back to who that was. It was Harry Pentony. And this is feeling a little bit mean to artists if you're not able to actually get to hear the tracks properly.
Could I just ask one question? Are you using different outputs for songs 1, 3,
No.
5, and 2, 4, 6, or anything like that?
Nope, not at all. No, it's exactly.
Did any of the boys change anything for the playback of the second song compared to the playback of the first and third song?
No.
No.
And Joe Eads just coming in saying it sounds absolutely fine on the radio. Yeah. So Nick Richards is tuned in. He's loving the show, missing all of us. Amanda Austin, sound is absolutely coming out fine, my end, as it were. Sorry, that sounded a bit rude. Amanda, I wasn't toying with you, Amanda. Okay. So all I can, indeed, all I can say is that, let's see if we can at least give an opinion on it, unless it sounded impossible to give an opinion on. So Harry Pentony is 20 years old. Now somebody is just voicing an opinion saying that he thinks the mix was possibly overdriven and possibly distorted, but that was the production of the song. Anyway, let's just have a look here and about the details of the artist. So Harry Pentony, he is a pop rock indie singer-songwriter from Leicester, and he began performing at the age of 11, busking across the Midlands and gigging in bands. And in 2016, when he was 11, he co-founded the Reckless Youth. He's now approximately 20 years old, and there we go. So that is Harry Pentony. Steve James. Phil Brown. Would you like to go first, please?
Yeah, sure. Right. Well, before the noise kicked in for me, it wasn't there from the top, but I think the mix let it down for me. There was not much clarity between certain things. The drums sounded very boxy. His voice was too quiet. So I had a problem with the mix before I suddenly found myself at 30,000 feet. So it was okay. I just think, a better mix. He's obviously a talented guy. I was quite enjoying the song, but it's all down to the mix for me.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Phil Brown. Steve James.
Oh, well, I loved the song. I thought the song was great. Liked his voice. Difficult to hear the mix, to be honest, for me, but because of the wind. But I thought it was a good song. I liked the structure of it. Very radio friendly. I thought it was a bit of a winner, actually. I couldn't really judge the mix, so I'm not going to say too much about that. But I thought it was good. I thought it was really good, actually.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Steve James. Barry Upton.
I loved it. I thought it was really good. Apart from I filtered out the noise, the grey noise, which I thought, maybe that's the latest fad. That is the latest trend, is to put that noise in. But I maybe not.
It did sound very full. It sounded very.
It was so full. It couldn't get anything else in there. But I did think it was a bit formulaic, as say about 10, 15 years ago, all bands were doing that kind of formula, doubling up on the chorus and making it sound powerful. But it works, and it still works. And I actually thought that was a good song. I thought it was produced well, and it would sound good on the radio without the grey noise.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, indeed. It really did sound overly cluttered there. Steve Lillywhite.
Yeah, well, when it came in, I was questioning whether it was a dance track or whether it was a song that you listened to or a thing that you danced to, and it fell between two stools there. But then this sort of feedback sound, the wind sound that we're all complaining about. So it's not like it's part of the track. It is something that we're hearing.
Yeah,
we didn't hear it on the second song. So let's.
I understand, I understand, Steve, but there's nothing I can do about it. The play out is not different at all. The listeners are hearing it.
Dawn, actually, we can never normally hear your introduction music.
No, I played that.
Today we did hear the introduction music. We normally never do.
No, No, it's not that. It's not. Sorry.
Well, it's very difficult.
I think they're all influenced by Hawkwind.
Well, yeah, that
probably
has a touch of Silver Machine about them all. Yeah, but let's battle on and see if we can. Because as I say, it may only happen on odd numbers.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Steve Lillywhite and Chris Kimsey.
I enjoyed the song. I agree with Phil. The mix was, not helping at all. It was super compressed. Everything was kind of bunched up in the middle of the frequency, so you couldn't hear the voice at all. I was really dying to hear the voice. I wanted to hear what the song was about. But it did leave me, even with the tsunami going through it, it left me with earworm. And I've got the melody in my head now, and I'm kind of singing it. So that's a really good sign. So I think a good bit of writing. Shame about the mix. And did anyone notice at the end of the song that even the tsunami noise had reverb on it? I mean,
Yeah.
it trailed off like a part of the mix. It was, yeah. So maybe it is a thing, Barry.
I think it is. It's a new trend.
Genuinely could well be. There is nothing that is any different on any of the playouts here or anything like that. So, yeah. Well, anyway, Harry Pentony with Remember Me. Thank you very much for all the comments. Chaps, let's move on to the next artist. Next artist we have is John Paul, hyphenated, John Paul, not Jean Paul, but John Paul, Moule, Moule. The track is called Rise Up.
Rise up now. Rise up now. I see a spark inside, swelling round like stars at night. If you brighten up the sky, be strong. Show the world all your brightness. Don't just stand there in silence. Be strong. Raise your voice up. Rise up now. Show them what's in your heart, deep inside. Be brave. Show the world all your light. Shining through. Shining through. I feel a fire within, rising up a light to win. It will carry you beyond. Be brave. Show the world all your brightness. Don't just stand there in silence. Be strong. Raise your voice up. Rise up now. Show them what's in your heart, deep inside. Be brave. Show the world all your light. Shining through. Shining through. Let the world see your brightness. Rise up now. Rise up now. Show them what's in your heart, deep inside. Be brave. Show the world all your light. Shining through. Shining through.
John Paul Moule, and the track is called Rise Up. And let me just get those details back. He is British, and he is a singer-songwriter and also a cook, a chef. Just trying to see if we can find out exactly where he's from in the UK, but no, I don't have those details. Okay, so let's go back into the room. Steve James, would you like to go first, please?
Well, I'd be up on the dance floor, wouldn't I? Grooving around. It was total. I was, absolutely. It was like a total 80s dance track, really. Well, maybe 90s as well. I beg your pardon. It was good. It was all right. Very, very derivative. I didn't find his voice. The song was okay, but I found his voice was lacked a little character, possibly. It was just a bit sort of, and some harmonies would have been good. Not enough vocal harmony, particularly in the chorus. But as I've said here, but very derivative. It was okay. I'd be dancing, absolutely. There it was.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Steve James. And Barry Upton.
Yeah, it was a little bit simple, I think, and it did go back to the kind of Depeche Mode days, and that kind of backing track. But I agree with Steve. The voice lacked a bit of character compared to those, and also the song never really developed. It was okay. The song was okay. The backing was okay. And I think it probably would make Steve James dance. I'm not sure it would make me dance, but he's a lot younger than I am. Actually, only a few days.
Older.
Sorry? Oh, no, he's a few days older. That's it. 5 days older.
You knew that. Okay, thank you very much for that, Barry Upton. Steve Lillywhite.
I thought it was okay. I mean, it's a bit dated sounding to me, and I think, maybe the song was sort of catchy, but I'm not sure his voice was great. And you said his name is Mouls, and he is a chef. So I mean,
Yes,
I wonder
the muscle.
I wonder what his speciality is. Anyway, Mouls. Yeah, it was okay. It didn't have much that says about now, I feel.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for that, Steve Lillywhite.
A belting diva voice on a song like that, and you may get some traction,
Yes.
with a different singer, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for that, Steve Lillywhite. Chris Kimsey.
Yeah, I agree with all my fellow travellers here on this one. And I wonder if there's a bit of a pun here. Jean-Paul Mouls, rise up. Is he waiting for the souffle to rise up? I don't know.
Hey!
But it did sound a bit like Depeche Mode. I agree with Barry on that. There was something. I did enjoy some of the drum program, actually. Yeah, the voice didn't really cut it for me. But a good energy. And yeah, I found it quite interesting. But the noise was back again halfway through for me. I don't know if anyone else had that.
Really?
It seemed to come and go on that one.
Yeah. I think someone's doing a noise remix as we travel together.
No, I'm not touching anything. I'm just, it'll be whatever, God knows, whatever Zoom are doing. I think we need to find a different platform to record all this to, actually.
I muted my, and I noticed someone else, Steve, I think you did.
I did as well.
My microphone. Maybe we can all mute our microphones.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mute mine on the desk. I mute mine straight away there.
I muted mine as well, so because I thought maybe I'm responsible, but you might be right, Steve. It might just be a conglomeration of all of us. Anyway, let's try.
Anyway, onwards.
Okay, onwards. Thank you very much for that, Chris Kimsey and Phil Brown.
Yeah, I guess I agree with everyone so far, really. I mean, it is a bit dated. The voice didn't really inspire me too much. But, as a dance track, yeah. I mean, I don't dance anymore, but I could see people would. To that.
Come on.
Any more? Did you used to
In my teens and early 20s.
Hi-ho Silver Lining.
Yes, but I kind of then I grew up. But no, I mean it was yes, the twist. Thank you, Steve.
Oh dear. Okay. Go on, Phil. But you were saying.
Well, no, I mean I think I've said it already. I mean it was dated. The voice didn't inspire me, but it is a pretty cool dance track. So it's hard to fault it.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that, Phil Brown. I've got to be honest, it's not a track that I feel I would be playing on any of my shows or sending out to any other presenters on New Dawn because it did feel particularly dated. So there we go. Jean-Paul Mouls, try again. Let's move on to the next artist. So next we have... This is the Corner Laughers, They have been on the show before, actually. The Corner Laughers. And this is their track called Dusking. Not busking, but dusking with a D.
San Francisco on a Saturday night. It feels so dark even under the lights. Your footsteps echo down melancholy streets. Run and hurry now to catch the train. Miss it and it's way hours again. Impatient at the station you meet. At the dusking of the day, where all the busking never pays, sinking down in the bay. Amble homeward on a rocky track. You're moving forward, but you're looking back, counting tunnels from the window where you lean. Dollhouse scenery, crepuscular sky, a blurry model village goes by, and is the one who's seeing ever seen? At the dusking of the day, where all the fuss can wash away with the tide in the bay. At the dusking of the day, where all the busking never pays, sinking down in the bay.
So that was Dusking and the Corner Laughers. Okay, now let's just have a little bit of info about the Corner Laughers. And where have I put their info? The Corner Laughers, they are an indie pop folk rock band based in the San Francisco Bay Area, specifically identifying with Redwood City and Oakland in California. They formed in the early 2000s, and the group is known for its sunshine pop sound, often featuring lead vocalist and ukulele player Carla Kane, as we just heard there. Now, they also qualify as revival chart artists as well. Phil Brown, have you been first yet?
I don't know, but just I will.
Thank you.
What? You're welcome. No, I was just going to say that noise, because Chris and I looked at each other, that came on at the end. It came back. It seemed to be when you unmuted.
Yeah.
How
So I
spelled?
don't know. I don't know if it's you, dear boy. But,
I'll carry on muting.
Yeah, no,
Actually,
it
I
was
should have
interesting.
unmuted.
Yeah, it was when you unmuted it, suddenly kind of on the fade there, you suddenly heard it. Anyway, back to the track. I mean, it was kind of cute, wasn't it? I mean, it was a classic for a 50s film with bobby socks and things like that. So I kind of enjoyed it. Some of the lyrics a bit banal, but yeah, it was kind of fun track. Hard to really dislike it.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Phil Brown. Chris Kimsey.
Well, it
Bad
had a
boy
fade on it.
Chris.
I mean, it had a fade on it. Who does a fade anymore? That was really interesting. Yeah, it was a bit lightweight for me, but kind of very sunny feeling. Yeah, okay. Would I play it again? I don't think so. I'd like to hear more because there's some integrity there, but yeah, just didn't really. It all felt a bit flat for me. There was no real dynamic in the song or the production. But yeah, but it's okay. And I'm sorry about my noise at the end. I'll wait
It was
until
your
it's
end.
completely finished. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, actually, I could have done with a bit of noise in that one.
Oh gosh. Well, see, this is how we all have such different points of view here. I've got to admit, I loved it. Steve Lillywhite. Thank you, Chris Kimsey.
I'll agree with you, Dawn. I really liked it. It reminded me of a bright, happy Cliff Richard summer holiday.
Yeah, fresh.
It was light, but in a fresh way, and it had that lovely bar of 3 in the chorus that just kept you interested. Barry, was there a bar of 3 in the chorus, Barry?
Was there what?
Was there a? You weren't listening, were you? You were drifting.
He was getting ready to say what he's going to say.
I was just thinking about what it is in Summer Holiday that wasn't in that one, and I've just figured it out. But it was going through my mind as
Right. No, was there?
you
a
sparked my mind.
Was there a bar of 3 in the chorus? That was what I was saying.
I didn't. No, I didn't hear one. No.
I thought I heard a nice little twist on the rhythm. I loved it. I really liked it, and I think the chorus was great, and has a voice like Kirsty could have sung a song like that. It's a female voice that's quite without too much wobble. I like it. It's a nice sound for my ears.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that, Steve Lillywhite. Okay, well, Barry, you do get a go now.
Thank you. Well, Glenn Campbell came out with an album not long before he passed away, which is one of my favorite albums ever. And it utilized that tremolo guitar, that very often a baritone guitar with the tremolo on it. But he also had an orchestra. And actually, Steve just prompted into my head Summer Holiday. One of the great things about Summer Holiday was that it had that orchestra doing little answer phrases. And that's what was missing from this one, because it was a good sound, great vocals, a nice song, but it just needed something else in it. And I think that was what it was. But I'm a sucker for that guitar. I loved it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that, Barry Upton. Steve James.
Well, I agree with Barry about the guitar. I love that. I really enjoyed it with positive energy. It was nice to hear a positive song, fresh and light and fluffy. I enjoyed it a lot. Thought the melody was good. The only thing I had a problem with, I just thought everything dropped down a bit in the chorus. It didn't quite build up when the chorus needed some extra oomph underneath. I thought just a little bit of something to push it forwards a bit. Possibly just bottom end maybe, because everything was started to go up the neck, etc. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was lovely, good song, nice energy, very good. And again, the guitar solo was great.
Thank you very much.
Remember, we liked them last time as well, didn't we?
Yes, absolutely.
Last time I don't think they quite won, but they got some honourable mentions from most of us.
Indeed, they did. Well, I have to say, I loved its simplicity. I loved its freshness. And I will be playing that on my breakfast show. There we go. Okay, let's move on to the next artist. And they do qualify, along with actually Velvett featuring Loretta Heywood, for the revival chart voting pool as well. Let's move on to the next artist we have here. Oh, we have some of the Nordic countries all piling in. This is Fredrik Muskos. So that's Fredrik, Muskos, Muskos. And the track is called Boom, Boom, Boom.
It was just an ordinary day. I was living my life in a simple way. I wasn't looking for love, but it's hard to resist when it starts to call across the desk. I saw you, you said you've been working here too. I was lost forever. He didn't go click, he said boom, boom, boom. Every time you walk through the room, with your empty promises and empty words. At first you said the right things, of course, and everything moved with force. You said you never felt this way. I was happy in love every day. I thought you loved me for who I am, but didn't see I was just part of your scam. No one knew who you were behind the mask. He didn't go click, he said boom, boom, boom. Every time you walk through the room, with your empty promises and empty words.
It was all black or white, always sought answers for. In your world, me was to blame. Me that was so sick, I'm so sick of your excuses. You will never use it. Loved so loud, loved so hard, the one with all the flaws. Both the victim and the hero, always your way, black or white.
He didn't go click, he said boom, boom, boom. Every time you walk through the room, with your empty promises and empty words. Everyone liked you, but no one knew. People in your world were false or true. You were full of hate, never felt regret. You made me question all I knew. You made me feel I wasn't worthy you. You closed the door forever. He didn't go click, he said boom, boom, boom. Every time you walk through the room, with your empty promises and your empty promises and empty words.
So that was Fredrik Muskos and his track Boom, Boom, Boom. And Fredrik Muskos has been playing piano since he was 5 years old. And he is a singer-songwriter. He's also an artist, as in a painter and designer, a producer and a remixer. He's a graphic designer, and he is from Sweden. So, Barry Upton, would you like to go first, please?
Boom, 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 or boom, boom is takes on a new meaning when you were here in Pattaya, because that's what the girls call the dirty deed. Boom, boom. Let's go boom, boom. Right. So it takes on a whole new meaning. And the Venga Boys did it quite a few years ago. Boom, boom, boom. Won't come to my room. And I preferred that to this, because at least it was catchy. There was nothing catchy in this, and it was a bit of a mess, I thought. So, sorry, Sweden is usually good at coming out with good productions, great productions, and they've got some great studios there. But this wasn't one of them. Sorry.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Barry Upton. Phil Brown.
Yeah, it left me a bit cold, really. I didn't think it had any real energy. It kind of passed me by, to be honest. Yeah, it could have. There's not a great song and not well produced. So I'll say no more.
Oh, oops. Okay, thank you very much for that, Phil Brown. Steve James.
I found it a bit messy. I'm sorry. It was also a bit. I couldn't get into it at all. It sounded like something we listened to in the 80s when we go on holiday in Spain or something. I didn't like it. Sorry.
Okay, that's all right. It's what you're here for.
It was flippant, I thought. It was just let's just do boom, 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 whatever.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Steve James. Steve Lillywhite.
Yeah, my heart goes boom, boom, boom when you walk in the room, room, room. No real marks for originality. Not a bad track. I think we're still hearing some sound problems here, but
Yeah.
we'll get through it. And I think that's what Barry's hearing when he's saying it sounds a bit messy. It probably isn't as messy as we think. But anyway, it was okay. I mean, we can hear the song, and that's the main thing. So not really for me.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Steve Lillywhite. And Chris Kimsey.
No, not for me either. I mean, Boom Boom Boom, wasn't there a Robert Johnson song, Boom Boom Boom? That's where it all started.
Oh, that was good. That was a good one.
Yeah. So, but this kind of sounded, it reminded me of one of those horrible, terrifying Eurovision songs that come up and you go, oh no, not that one, please. So I'm very sorry, Fredrik, but yeah, your boom 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 didn't boom boom me, I'm afraid.
Boom, boom,
Hey!
boom, boom, boom. Okay, well, thank you very much for all of your comments there, chaps. I didn't like it either. And it made me think of Lulu and Boom Banga Bang Bang, which was far better. It worked back in the day. Anyway, so let's move on to the next artist. Chaps, I've no idea whatever the sound issues could be, but if you could...
I don't think Barry was muted.
No, he wasn't muted.
No. So, Barry, if you can mute...
You can mute as well.
I will have a go.
It's interesting. It seems to follow audio, and as soon as audio stops, it stops. It's kind of weird.
And it only follows the bottom end. It doesn't follow I can hear the top end things quite easily, and they're not feeding back. It's this build up of low end rumble that we're hearing.
Right, listeners, the chaps
I've muted.
Well, that's good. That's a rarity. Barry's muted. Okay. Oh, we're all laughing here. Okay, well, let's move on with the next artist that we have. And the next one is another artist from Sweden, I believe, also called Fredrik. And this one is Fredrik Norlindh, Norlindh. The track is Lipstick On.
And they tell me it's wrong. I'm feeling quite surreal because they say it's your choice to wear what you want. My will is not for me, and I want you, I need you to feel it. I wanna go to heaven, heaven, heaven with you, but won't accept the challenge, challenge, challenge for you. Feel like that's in 7, 7, 7. Oh, I just wanna taste of heaven, heaven, heaven. I wanna go to heaven, heaven, heaven with you, but won't accept the challenge, challenge, challenge for you. Feel like that's in 7, 7, 7. Oh, I just wanna taste of heaven, heaven, heaven. My passion it picks up and I swim like a swan, breathing new ideas. I cannot wear what I want, some extravagant choice, the sweet support retreat. I wanna go to heaven, heaven, heaven with you, but won't accept the challenge, challenge, challenge for you. Feel like that's in 7, 7, 7. Oh, I just wanna taste of heaven, heaven, heaven. It's just if you want to. I wanna go to heaven, heaven, heaven with you, but won't accept the challenge, challenge, challenge for you. Be like that's in 7, 7, 7. Oh, I just want a taste of heaven, heaven, heaven. I wanna go to heaven, heaven, heaven with you, but won't accept the challenge, challenge, challenge for you. Be like that's in 7, 7, 7. Oh, I just want a taste of heaven, heaven, heaven. I want you, I need you to feel it.
Right, I'm finally unmuted now. It would appear that maybe something has happened whereby I've got to mute both the screen, which is bizarre because the screen cannot pick up my audio, and my desk now. Anyway, so that sound was okay. The feedback stopped the minute I muted. Okay, that's fine. So let's go back to the artist that we just had there, because the listeners are not getting any of the feedback, chaps, so they're all hearing the songs absolutely perfectly. So this is Fredrik Norlindh. The track is called Lipstick On. He is a singer-songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, producer, musicologist who loves to write and play his songs, his own songs, as well as other people's as favourites. So he is from Sweden. And that's it. Okay. So, who hasn't been first? Chris Kimsey, would you like to go first, please?
Yeah, I like this. I really liked his voice, actually. There's a bit of a nod to Freddie in there for me. And the production, sometimes I felt it was a bit overproduced, but musically, it really had great dynamics in it. And yeah, I mean, I enjoyed that. It was quite pleasant for me. So well done, Fredrik. Number 2, yeah. And what was it called? Lipstick On.
Lipstick On, and it's Fredrik Norlindh.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Chris Kimsey. Steve James.
Well, he owes a bit to Coldplay, I think. I mean, really close to Coldplay at times, I thought.
More
it was
exciting,
okay. Yeah, anyway, it was all right. It didn't really row my boat particularly. I thought it was all right. It was nicely put together, but I was struggling with the fact that it was so close to some of the Coldplay tunes, particularly the choruses. That chorus was very close. Yeah, it was all right. Sorry.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Steve James. Steve Lillywhite.
Yes, well, now you said Coldplay, it's a complete rip-off. I was thinking, who does that remind me of? And it was, and you know, the second Swedish called Fredrik, and the second one who puts 3 words one after another. It's either boom, 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 or heaven, heaven, heaven. You know, I mean, no, it was not that original. I mean, it was, you know, make something that you feel passionate about yourself. You know, don't try and rewrite a Coldplay song. You know, I would say would be my advice on that.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Steve Lillywhite. Barry Upton.
Well, I was thinking Coldplay on the backing track, but his voice and what he was trying to emulate was Mika, and Mika's come out with some wonderful tracks, really great radio tracks with good lyrics, very intelligent. There was no intelligence in this one, and that's what it was lacking. So a nice try and a little bit contrived. That's big coming from me again. But it just sounded a little bit too overdone. He was trying too hard to be Mika and not achieving it.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much for that, Barry Upton. Who hasn't spoken? Phil Brown.
Yeah, well, it's great that you said Mika and Coldplay, because all the way through it, I was kind of thinking, so what does this remind me of? I've heard this before. I didn't think it was particularly exciting for me. It kind of left me a bit cold. Yeah, I mean, it passed me by, I'm afraid.
Okay. Thank you very much for that, Phil Brown. I actually quite liked it. I found it fun. Yeah, I enjoyed the sound, and I quite like it when a guy gets up and sings about putting lipstick on, and some people think it's wrong, but he's going to do it anyway. I kind of like that. So that was Fredrik Norlindh with Lipstick On. And let's move on to the next artist. So we've got lots of comments all coming in as well from lots of listeners. Let's move on to the next. We have here John Denton. And the track is called Waiting. Is it just Waiting? Let's have a look. Yeah, Waiting. Okay, John Denton and Waiting.
I wish that I
keeping me inside. All the things to talk about, all the things to go without, maybe in another time. All the things have been undone, but I've been waiting far too long. It's right in front of you. I've waited all my life for the people of the world to shout. We're wasting all of our time, but I'm tired of lying here, just waiting till it all works out. It doesn't matter much to me. I wish that I could make sense of making people jump a fence just to get away out of here. And it ain't easy to keep strong, 'cause I don't know where I belong, but neither do you. All the days have come down fast, I think I might forget the past anytime soon. All the times that I've lied and the things I've kept inside, but I never knew. I've waited all my life for the people of the world to show. We're wasting all of our time, but I'm tired of lying here, just waiting till it all works out. It doesn't matter much to me. I've waited all my life for the people of the world to show. We're wasting all of our time, but I'm tired of lying here, just waiting till it all works out. It doesn't matter much to me, 'cause I've waited all my life for the people of the world to show. We're wasting all of our time, but I'm tired of lying here, just waiting till it all works out. It doesn't matter much to me.
Okay, so that was John Denton and his track Waiting. If you would all like to unmute when you're quiet, that would be lovely. Please, thank you. I've muted it. The ones that didn't mute themselves, I muted you just in case. Right, now let me just go back to the info. That's John Denton. He's a singer-songwriter from Salford in Manchester. He's been making waves in the music scene with his heartfelt lyrics and really quite captivating melodies. He is only 15 years old.
Whoa.
I know. He's already been featured in NME, Far Out, BBC Northwest Tonight, Granada Reports, BBC 5 Live, BBC Radio Manchester and XS Manchester. His journey took him a significant leap forward in 2023. Just a couple of years ago when he won the prestigious Johnny Marr Award, and he was presented and mentored, in fact, by Johnny Marr himself after winning that. And most recently, he was selected to the boss himself, Bruce Springsteen, as well as getting the seal of approval from the boss. He also shared his music with The Edge from U2. So at 15 years of age, he really is already making waves. Anyway, so we have this wonderful track from him called Waiting. And Phil Brown, would you like to go first, please?
Right. Well, it's yes, because you said he's 15. I guess I have to readjust what I was going to say. But it's nice to have nice to have a kind of band vibe. I didn't think the vocal was particularly good. I didn't think he really sold the song to me. He sounded a bit depressed. I thought it was a bit messy, and I didn't really like the mix. But as he's 15 years old, I guess it's pretty cool for a 15-year-old. But I didn't really lock into his vocal. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Phil Brown. Steve Lillywhite.
Yeah, I felt his vocal was there. I don't know whether it has that sort of heavy auto-tune on it, because so many people are now trying to sing like auto-tune. You know, people actually can sing like that, even though you think it has auto-tune on it, actually doesn't. They've learned how to sing when they listen to songs with auto-tune in. It's very deep. I mean, it's a very baritone voice for a 15-year-old. My goodness. I don't know how long his voice has broken, but it takes a while to settle down, doesn't it? You know, between the ages of 13 and 16, the male voice can be quite different. I mean, if it does have the auto-tune on, I would say take it off and learn to emote a little bit more in your
Delivery.
in your performance, in your delivery. Yeah, I think, that's what I would say to him. It's difficult when you're 15. You can be quite guarded and you want to be cool. Just let yourself go. And I think, but great, a great start, and he will definitely one to watch. But
definitely,
probably it won't be the best thing he's ever done. Let me guarantee you that.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Steve Lillywhite. Chris Kimsey.
I love John's voice, and I think with any singer of a young age, it takes a little while to find your voice, unless you're someone like Steve Marriott, of course. But I thought this was the best thing I've heard all day, actually. I love the arrangement, the guitars. Guitar playing was great solo. I particularly loved the bass playing. I thought the bass player was right on track there.
Yes.
I love the energy of it.
Chorus was lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really good. And it's a breath of fresh air to know that as a 15-year-old making this type of music, because up until this point, I was worried that I'd been, taken in a time warp back to the 80s or something with a lot of programmed drums, which, they work too. But this had a real connection for me. And quite a revelation. And well done, John.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Chris Kimsey. Barry Upton.
Yeah, I kind of liked it. The voice was okay, but I agree with Steve Lillywhite about the fact that he needs to develop that voice a bit. And I actually, the first line that he sung, I thought, oh, he's been auto-tuned. It just it had that sound to it straight away. I think that it is nice to hear stuff like this where it sounds like a band, but you know what? I've heard it all before and better and done better. And that's what you have to compare to all the time. You have to think, is this as good? And is it worthy? Yes, it's worthy because he's 15 years old. But if you hadn't told us that, we probably wouldn't be saying it was so worthy. And production's good. Sounds okay. But he needs to develop a little bit more, I think, before we start lauding him that much.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Barry Upton. And Steve James.
I agree about the vocal sound. I struggled with the vocal sound a bit, knowing that he's 15. Fantastic, obviously. My call on this is that, first of all, I said turn the vocal up and the guitar down in the chorus, because the guitar was getting in the way of the vocal in the choruses, I thought. Lovely guitar, but it was getting in the way. I'd slow it down a bit. I found it all a bit too fast. As Lowell George would always say, just slow it down a bit, man. Because it's quite a bluesy country song. I just thought it was a bit too up. It needed to just be a little bit more relaxed. But for 15, I mean, what am I saying, really? I mean, brilliant. He's got a future, has the lad. But, cool. Agreed, though. Work on the vocal more. And just think about tempos as well. Okay.
Thank you very much for that, Steve James. I liked it. Whether it was 15 or not, the start of it, the vocal was a bit sort of lacking in luster and energy, but as it went on and picked up, I did enjoy it, and I liked the groove that he'd created as well.
It's a good chorus. I enjoyed the chorus.
Absolutely.
It was quite catchy, yeah.
Yeah, a nice strong chorus there. Thank you very much for that, chaps. Right, now let's move on to the next artist we have. So this is Sam Stevens. Now, we have had Sam Stevens on before, and in fact, he won the last time Sam Stevens was on, I believe. No, actually he didn't. It was the first time that he was on, he won. This is Sam Stevens with, let me just move this along, Gimme the Halo. here. Sam Stevens with Gimme the Halo. Okay, well, we all got into the groove of that one there, I think. Phil Brown, do you want to crack at this one?
Sure.
He's not 15.
No, he's not 15. Well, it was quite, I mean, it's very different, quite psychedelic in places. I thought there's some really cool things going on. The only thing that bugged me slightly was just too many effects in a way. I thought the voice didn't really need as much of the effects as it had, and then the distortion at the end and stuff. But I mean, yeah, quite hypnotic, quite trippy. I rather enjoyed it.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Phil Brown. Barry Upton.
I really liked that. That was just, I mean, the mix was a bit messy in places, but generally it was interesting, and it kept my interest right from the beginning, right to the end, kept my head going, the foot tapping. It was interesting, and that's what I think we need is if you could. I think that's going to be a great one to play on the radio, because I don't think you'll ever get bored. You'll hear new things in it all the time. So it reminded me a little bit of pop music that had a kind of feel about it. It's very quirky, very very unusual, and that's what we're all looking for. Something a bit different.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for that, Barry Upton. Steve James.
I loved it. I thought it was great. I agree with Phil about the mix. I think there were too many effects, and it could have done with some more bottom end, I thought. It just lacked a bit of thump. But otherwise, I thought it was really cool, and it was unusual. Particularly the last chorus. I think the last chorus really worked better than the earlier choruses for some reason. But really good, but fresh and lively.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Steve James. And Steve Lillywhite.
I will add the word brave. I thought he was very brave with that. It was good. I got a bit of Love Shack Baby.
Yeah.
The thing about the B-52, that was a little bit more pristine in its sound. I think, as has been said before, I think there were moments in this song where it was right in your face, and it was astonishing. It was brilliant. Other moments where it was a little bit too cloudy. You need to have, the light and shade is great, and he was playing with that, with the dimensions of the music. He just had a little bit too much of the distance. He needed a little bit more of the upfront, just to make it sound a bit posher or something,
Yeah.
But great, and but it's one of those ones that you want to hear again. So that has a little mark for me on that one. That was
Absolutely.
That was good.
Thank you very much for that, Steve Lillywhite. And Chris Kimsey.
Well, I broke my pencil on that one because it was ticking so many boxes for me. Yeah, I loved all the references that all my friends have mentioned here. Absolutely, and I even got a nice memory of Cooler Shaker from that record, from that song too. There were some really trippy vibes in it. I love the inventiveness of it. All the effects. I did like the effects on the vocals actually. So yeah, that was, as Steve said, quite a brave effort there. And yeah, I'd like to hear more of Sam for sure. So well done.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And Sam is just sending messages in, laughing and saying, thank you. Broke my pencil, ha ha ha. Astonishing is a great remark. Brave, thank you. Says so. He's just reiterating all the comments there, and there we go. And listeners enjoying that as well. Okay, so let's move on to the next artist. So that was Sam Stevens. Oh, I didn't tell you a little bit about Sam Stevens either. Sorry. He lives in Otley in Yorkshire, but he's from London originally, and he has a part of a business in Otley in Yorkshire as well, which is all to do with food and tapas and tunes, I believe it's called. Okay, so let's move on to the next artist. And this is Night Trains. Now, we were all talking about trippy. Night Trains, of course, always were coming up with pretty trippy stuff. Hugh Brooker. And let's have a listen to this.
and you don't make us pay for your World War ways. World War ways. No more 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 World War ways.
Night Trains. Oh, hang on. We need to stop something. No, go away. She was on last week. We definitely don't want that. Right. No, she's determined. Away. Go. Thank you. Right. Okay, so that was Night Trains, and Night Trains was formed by 1987, formed by bassist producer Hugh Brooker, who was then DJ Hugh Brooker, and of course he was the original acid jazz kind of founding team, really. Okay, now who would like to go first on this track, please? Make sure you're all unmuted, please. Barry Upton, would you like to go first, please?
It didn't do anything for me, that. I mean, it was a nice backing track and lots going on, lots of good musicianship going on. But the Whirlpool Ways thing just completely lost me. And I thought, well, what's the point of the song? And there was certainly no message, no decent lyrics, or if you're going to have some kind of weird chorus like that, then really the whole song needs to be like that, and it wasn't. I just don't know what they were trying to achieve on it, so it left me a little bit cold.
Okay, it was a political statement, really. World War Ways was the name of the
sorry
track.
World War
Yes. Ways.
Yeah. I thought it was Whirlpool. I thought you said Whirlpool, and I've written down Whirlpool.
World War Ways.
Okay, well then it might make more sense to somebody.
All right, thank you very much for that, Barry Upton. Phil Brown.
Well, yes, if he comes from the acid jazz, he's certainly straightened up a lot in his later life. Well, it was safe, a bit bland. The mix wasn't particularly good. I missed some of the lyrics. So yeah, it was okay. Didn't really do much.
Was a little drowned in reverb, wasn't it?
Yeah, just not really. Yeah, just considering other things we've heard today, that's like just going back 30 years, but not actually improving it. So why bother?
All right, thank you very much for that, Phil Brown. Chris Kimsey.
Yeah, way too much reverb. No real bottom end. When it started, it was very quiet as well. I mean, it had the kind of a bit of a nod to the Village People, but didn't really get there in terms of originality, I don't think. And didn't do much for me. And like Barry, I thought it was Whirlpool as well. Which is the same vortex as World War. So couldn't get the message at all.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Chris Kimsey. Steve Lillywhite.
I thought it was okay, actually. It somehow it reminded me a little bit of the Stranglers. I don't know why, but in a not so much the production or anything, it was just like the song. And what was great about the Stranglers, they had a specific sound that was, the bass sound was always the thing that you loved about the Stranglers. And this, I suppose, it's the more of the brass thing, which I enjoy. I enjoyed that track. I'm not sure I loved it. But look, It's great that it has a you know, that it's a band to have. And I love the percussion. I mean, the
Yes.
drumming on it was fantastic, you know, and especially the verse that was pretty much voice and drums. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
So yeah, as Smiley would say, hi Smiley, I know he's listening. There's a lot to like about that track.
Indeed. It's got quite a nice low register on his vocal as well, which is quite a pleasure to listen to. Thank you very much for that, Steve Lillywhite. Steve James.
Yeah, well, the low vocal was great, but it needed the octave above it,
Yeah.
particularly in the choruses. And that's where it fell down for me. It never took off because everything was in that register. I was desperate to hear the octave above that. And also some harmonies would have been great. Did you say Hugh Brooker? He's a bass player?
Hugh Brooker, yeah.
Turn the bass up. I can hear it. Not enough bottom end in the mix, I didn't think. And I love the brass, thought that was really cool. It didn't sound like it was finished to me, to be honest, but the great vibe, and I agree with Steve, there's something to like about it, but it didn't sound finished. It desperately needs harmonies in the chorus, and it needed that octave.
Okay. Well, I might put him in touch with you for a remix then, if you'd like, Steve. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then I will do that. Okay, thank you very much for that, chaps. I think, has everybody spoken on that track? I think so, haven't you? Yep. Okay, let's move on to the next artist, please. We have, what should we go for? We've got Katchafire, who are an Australian band. And this time, Katchafire are featuring Louis Baker, who is a New Zealander. And the track is called Who You With?
Making it easy, 'cause I don't wanna be alone. Baby, wrap it up, throw it all in the papers. Gonna need it at the clubs tonight. Who you with? Who you with? 'Cause I'm gonna have some tonight. Wrap it up. And if you do me a favor, I'll pick you up and it will be so nice. Who you with? Who you with? 'Cause I'm gonna have some tonight. I'm gonna get party. I'm gonna be sure. Gonna do all the things that appeal to me. I'll do it all. And just to make it all easy, gonna set it up slow. And then everything gonna take me through it all. Making it easy, 'cause I don't wanna be alone. Baby, wrap it up, throw it all in the papers. Gonna need it at the clubs tonight. Who you with? Who you with? 'Cause I'm gonna have some tonight. Wrap it up. And if you do me a favor, I'll pick you up and it will be so nice. Who you with? Who you with? 'Cause I'm gonna have some tonight. Practicing up at Armadillo's, just to burn it all clear. Then I'll be spinning out around Hood Street. Nobody's gonna care. You know you make me all jelly when you do me like that. Now I'm feeling all the things that I thought I would. Might as well share. Making it easy, 'cause I don't wanna be alone. Baby, wrap it up, throw it all in the papers. Gonna need it at the clubs tonight. Who you with? Who you with? 'Cause I'm gonna have some tonight. Wrap it up. And if you do me a remember me when the time has gone. Shadows of a sun.
It keeps doing this. Now, that was last week's winning song that just snuck in then. There's something very odd afoot here and at play. Anyway, so that artist that we just heard there, it was Katchafire, and it featured Louis Baker. And as I said earlier, they are Australian. Louis Baker is a Kiwi, and somehow they made it work together. So, and that track was called Who You With? Okay, Chris Kimsey, would you like to go first, please?
Oh, I absolutely love this. I mean, it's the best recording we've heard all day, I think, sonically. So clear. And the backing vocals were spot on. I love a bubble organ. A great groove. And I was just, nothing to... just really wonderful. Good mix. I think Phil would agree with that. Maybe a bit more voice, but otherwise just spot on and well done. That's really something special. I really enjoyed that. Great message, great song. I can hear that driving around. I can hear it walking around. I love it. Absolutely love it. I was moving to that one.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Chris Kimsey. Steve James.
I loved it too, and Chris and I both worked with Maori singers. I worked with the guy from Weta, and Chris worked with the guy from Noiseworks, and they're both wonderful Maori singers. The vocal was amazing.
Yeah.
And as soon as you said Cat, I knew exactly what it was going to sound like before you played it. Brilliant, loved it. The backing vocals were spot on. That was just, and Chris is right, the clarity was wonderful. The backing vocals were great. It was just made me feel good. I want to hear it again. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Steve James. Barry Upton.
Well, that is pure sunshine music, and it's perfect for here in Pattaya. And I just loved it. I couldn't really fault it. I kept trying. The bass line was absolutely superb, and it missed that first note of every bar out, which I always love, because that always gives it an uneasy, but at the same time, easy feeling. It makes you feel comfortable, but missing that first note out makes it something a little bit different. So absolutely superb. As has been said, great mix, and I can't really fault it. Fabulous.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Barry Upton. Chris Kimsey.
Yeah.
He's been done.
Sorry, you have. Yes, I'm sorry. I can just see Steve Lillywhite. It's just you need to unmute, please, Steve. Thank you.
I do, and now I'm unmuted. I loved it as well. Obviously, it's the best recorded song that we've had today. It's so clear. I would have had probably the bass louder. I mean, I've on my speakers, I felt the bass was just when you listen to the bass and drum mix, the drums were so crisp. There was room for me to hear a little bit more bass because it is a great bass line. Loved it. Yeah, well done.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Has everybody commented on it? Of course, Phil Brown, thank you.
Well, I guess it has all the components that are fantastic. I mean, great vocals, some great lines, really brilliant. My criticism is that it's too good. I would love somebody like Scratchley Parry. You need a bit of a vibe to it. And for me, it lacked real reggae vibe. It was just too clean, too precise. I don't know if it was, if they'd adjusted timing and stuff, but I mean, it lacked for me the vibe of those great old reggae tracks, with the Wailers and Scratch Perry. It was just too good. And I lacked the real vibe of what it was trying to be.
It needed analog tape, Phil.
Yeah, that would have helped as well. But great vocal, lovely bass line. I say all the components were fantastic, but it was just too clean for me.
Do you know, I have to agree. And listening to what so many of you are saying, talking about it being the best actual kind of physical recording, out there, it's certainly captured, sonically, it's captured everything beautifully, because there's no doubt that Louis Baker's got the most phenomenal singing voice, probably the best singer's voice that we've heard on the show today for sure. But for me personally, there was a bit of magic missing in that track, and I don't know why it was missing. I also felt the track was too long. There was something not quite adventurous, or I don't know what it was, but sonically perfect, but something just not magical.
The feel was
The feel,
there.
possibly, yeah, something like that. Okay, so have we all spoken on that track?
Yeah.
I think we have to. Now, I don't think that we should play another one, because we've got, what have we got? We've got 10 and a half minutes left. And so I wonder whether we should go around the table and go to the vote. What do you think, chaps? Or would you like one more?
Could have one more.
Okay, all right. If we do,
Yeah,
then we
why
keep
not?
the comments relatively short, if that's okay. Okay, well, let's go to the next track then. And this is the Zaltan Peppers and their track called Jack. Hang on.
Ways of being cruel
That track is called Jack, and the band is the Zaltan Peppers. And the Zaltan, as in Zaltan, I believe. That's what I got from them. And the Zaltan Peppers are an offshoot of Tiger Tails, a long-standing Welsh glam rock band. That particular track, Jack, was, as I'm sure Barry, if Barry's keen on all the lyrics, which he always is, would have spotted, it's indeed about Jack the Ripper. So, in fact, Barry, would you like to go first, please?
Yeah, it was okay. It was one of those 50-50 ones, really. I half liked it because it was doing what it wanted to do. And as you said, it's about Jack the Ripper, and the lyrics were quite good. I don't know, it just sounded a bit dated. So there was a lot to like about it, a lot not to like about it. It was well played. It was okay. I'll keep it short. Not for me.
Got one of our listeners just saying that they can hear this on a Peaky Blinders soundtrack. Okay. Unusual. Okay. Chris Kimsey.
Yeah, I'm with Barry on this one, 50-50. I did like the vocal performance. I thought the balance between the female voices and the male voices were really spot on, really good, and quite a good arrangement. But that's it from me from that one.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Chris Kimsey. Phil Brown.
I'll keep it short. I had a bit of problem with the diction. I didn't like the drum sound, and the chorus reminded me. I can't remember the band, but there was a all-girls TV program back in the mid-70s, and the chorus was a complete rip-off of Sugar Mountain. But I'll leave it at that.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Phil Brown. Steve James.
Well, I thought it was Doublegate Drive. That's what it reminded me of. That Doublegate. I thought, where's Susie? And the funny part about all this is I worked with Tiger Tails in the 1980s. When they were a rock metal band and they were signed to Music for Nations. Anyway, that's aside of that, that's very interesting because they don't sound anything like that now. It was okay, but I just kept hearing Susie Quattro. It was nicely put together. It was all right. I found it a tiny bit messy at times. Sorry, carry on.
Thank you. All right. Yes. Well, we've only got 4 minutes left, or 3.5 minutes left. We may need to run over just slightly. Steve Lillywhite, if you could give your comments my vote.
Yeah, it had the chinny chap thing without the special sauce that those records used to have. So it failed because it didn't have the. It reminded me of the Sweet and the Susie Quattro, as Steve says. So it didn't quite nail it for me. Anyway, off we go. It was a bit difficult for me today, but I'm going to give a shout out to Katchafire, which I loved, and I'm split between Sam Stevens and the Corner Laughters. I don't know which one I want, but I think which one do I want to hear again? Maybe I want to hear Sam Stevens again.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Steve Lillywhite. And Phil Brown.
Yeah, shout out to Sam Stevens, to Harry Pensney and the Corner Laughers. But I think my vote's going to go to Velvett. Loretta Heywood.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Phil Brown. Barry Upton.
Shout out to Velvett, Harry Petoni, and Corner Laughters. I thought they were all good. My top two marks go to Sam Stevens and Katchafire. And my top mark, I think just because it's so different, Sam Stevens. I want to hear it again.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Barry Upton. Steve James.
We go. Sam Stevens, agreed. Okay. Corner Laughs, and also Katchafire. Sam Stevens.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And Chris Kimsey.
Yeah, I got a shout out for Harry too, Sam Stevens, Katchafire, and John Denton as well, which I really enjoy. But my vote is going to go to Sam Stevens because I want to hear it again.
Okay, lovely. Well, Sam Stevens, you have won today's Jukebox Judgement. Congratulations. And this is the track from Sam Stevens called Gimme the Halo. unmute. Yay! There we go. Well, thank you, chaps. That was a rather fun show.
Yeah,
Well
very
done.
dark glasses.
Yeah, and